Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Dom Life podcast. We are sitting with a special guest with us today.
Yay!
We have Shaun Steiger from the Steiger Photography, and he is going to talk to us a little bit about his photography business and what kind of photography he does. And we're going to get to know a little bit more about him, see what kind of kinks or fetishes or anything that he has. So, Shaun, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We're so lucky that we got to meet you at an event.
Yep.
It was a special event.
It was. It was about 2 years ago.
My first time shooting porn.
First time. Was it really?
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I've shot naked people, but nothing like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we was at a special event. It was Sir Dante and Zora, and we was at Ex Libris. It was the grand opening of Ex Libris. So he had invited, I don't know how many people. There was a lot of people there that night, and he had found you and had you to come up to do photography, and the pictures that were taken that night, wow.
And there's some that you use on a regular basis with the Dom Life podcast and the Dom Life website.
Yep. So we will make sure and post more of those from that night, especially of us, on our website. And if there's any, well, we do know of a picture or two of you that we can put on our website.
I got several.
You do. It's always fun to see them.
So in case you don't know, Shaun has a very great sense of humor. He is very comedic, has a great personality. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Shaun, tell us a little bit about yourself. For the second time.
Well, yeah. Well, for one, you said something about my comedic presence or whatever. So I always let people know that I take pretty good pictures for a comedian. You know?
Yes.
So just being able to make people laugh and feel comfortable just being myself is pretty dope.
Right.
So I'm just myself always.
When you were doing the pictures for the dungeon, one of the things that you did on a regular basis was stop people. You'd have little comments or little things that were fun, but you would stop them because you would see something that they did and you'd be like, I need to get that. I need a picture of that.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun.
And it was the night. I mean, again, we're all used to being in a club. The women are mostly used to being naked. But there was, a strange face with you being there. We all kind of know each other and have hung out with each other. So throwing you in the mix could have been a disaster. But with your personality and the way you like to make people laugh, you definitely made people feel very comfortable that night. It was almost like you wasn't there, but you was, and you was giving directions, and people were following what you were saying to get these pictures. And again, the whole album, we've seen every picture that you took, and man, I'm telling you, they were some great pictures.
Yes.
I absolutely love, especially the ones of us. I can go on and on and on about them, how good they were. But
so when it comes to the BDSM that we're involved in. That was the first time you were introduced to a room full of people with floggers and sharp, pointy things.
Yep. Like I've seen the like little bullshit kits at like the sex shops and stuff like that.
Right.
Right.
But that was the first
The little
time that
floggers that.
yeah, that was the first time that I've seen dudes pull up with big old toolboxes full of sex stuff.
That's the Dom box.
Yeah,
That's the Dom box. Yep. And it, I've got so much stuff, and I've got more, but I'm running out of room, and I've done stacked it about as tall as I need it to go, and I don't know that I could pull 2 of them.
No.
So Lady D has her little.
It's a badassery bag. That's what it
badassery
is.
bag.
A badassery bag.
I want to call it a switch suitcase, but she wants the badassery bag.
Because it's badassery.
So
like,
I have found a little bit of my overflow now goes in her bag, so at least it gets taken with us.
The hand-me-downs.
I do have some hand-me-downs. Do you know how expensive this stuff is? It gets pretty ridiculous.
I had a paddle given to me a couple weeks ago, and it's a big freaking paddle. It's not as big as
not
Dante's.
like Dante's. Do
It's
you
not his
remember? Did you?
fucking lacrosse bat or whatever the hell he has? But this one's a good size, and it won't fit in my toolbox, in my case of it. So I've got ideas of how I'm going to fasten it to it so it stays with my box. But for time being, it goes in her badassery bag.
My badassery bag, and it's pink, and it's got wheels.
Yep.
Well, you can get 2 big paddles on your back, and then you can walk around like
Have them like samurai
like the damn
swords.
thing.
So
over here.
across.
Just FYI, when we went to a dungeon with Dante, he had a backpack, and he has figured out a way to mount that lacrosse whatever
4
to
foot
it.
fucking paddle that he's
It's
got.
almost bigger than him
Well, it is. It sticks about 2 feet above his head. So
when he's walking
when he's
around with a
walking,
backpack.
it is funny to watch him.
Yeah.
So you have never been involved in BDSM.
I have not.
Is there anything that interests you with regards to the BDSM?
Well, I mean, it's all interesting, but as far as like wanting to,
Pick up a flogger?
yeah, like I mean, that doesn't really interest me.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, I'm down to try it. You know, I'm always down to try things
Right.
7, 8, 9 times. You know.
Yep. Exactly. It's like what John from the club says. You got to try it at least 3 times.
Yeah, like with most things.
Yep. You got to try everything at least
Yeah.
3 times. All right. So you would be willing to be on the cross?
I'll get my ass out right now.
I know you will. I've seen some of the stuff you post. I know you will.
Yeah, there was some Christmas pictures that were real interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
So what kind of photographs do you do? What photography do you do? What are some of the things?
I do everything from sports, like going into the sporting events or the games or whatever.
Right.
Weddings. I do everything.
How did you what's your favorite?
My favorite is probably first birthday cake smash pictures. Those are probably
Really?
my favorite to do.
Okay. Why?
I could see that.
Just because they're cute and adorable and messy?
Yeah, and they're like just mobile enough to get good pictures, but not too mobile like a 3-year-old where they're just all over the fucking place,
Right.
tearing shit up,
Right.
knocking over the lights, and,
Right.
So
Okay. And then you've done weddings?
yeah, I've done weddings. I love doing weddings because it's just a bunch of new faces that I get to interact with, and I just love meeting new people and bullshitting with new people.
Right.
Okay.
It leads to cool opportunities like this podcast.
Right.
Nice.
So
So
it's always cool.
do you have any kink at all in your history? Have you done anything strange or unusual?
Well, I feel like nothing is really strange or unusual, right? Because there's always a whole community of people that like that.
That's
You-
perfect.
You know enough about the community right
But-
there.
That's
But
perfect.
yeah, well, not always. I can't say always. Recently, I've wanted to maybe do some like double penetration stuff. Not with myself, obviously. I ain't taking I ain't taking nothing like that.
You got to try it at least 3 times.
7, 8, 9 times. Fuck it, let's do it. But like that interests me.
Now, would you want it to be you and another guy, or do you want to watch 2 guys doing it to the woman?
Yeah, I don't think I could just watch. Like
Okay.
I feel like I would have to be involved to
Right.
enjoy it.
Gotcha.
I don't think I can ever do any like cuck stuff.
Right. Well, and I get it. So there is.
I mean, like maybe like seeing something and then eventually getting
Joining in.
involved, but like I couldn't
Right.
just sit there
Couldn't
and
just sit and
watch
watch.
the whole thing.
Right. Now, I've always been fascinated and intrigued with the double penetration as well, and it's one of those that lingers in the back of my head, as as far as a kink or a fantasy that I have.
You ain't done it yet.
Mouth is zipped. I'm just saying, my mouth. I don't want to talk about this. I don't think it'll all fit, so I'm just
Right.
going with that.
Right. But yeah, that is a huge turn on for a lot of guys, and then there's the other guys that like, oh no, I don't want to be touching another dude's dick and all this. But when you're in that moment, it's not the action of anything being I'm touching another dude's dick. It's more about the woman, and all
Right.
those thoughts kind of go away. But yeah, that is a huge fantasy. There's a huge community for those people that like that.
Yeah, because I just want to do like we're there just for her pleasure.
Right.
Like what both of us are doing is just
Right.
pleasing her.
Pleasing for her. Yep. You are on your way to being a pleasure dom.
Yeah. Well, I need y'all to show me the way.
We can do it.
Show me the light.
That's why we do this podcast.
It is. It's the and I know you had mentioned earlier when we was talking, and the reason for this podcast is, even you had said you're not really into pain, and the good thing about BDSM is it is such a broad category. There's so many things that fall under BDSM that is not pain related. You've got your sensory play, you've got your wax play,
sensual. We do a
sensual.
lot of demos at the club. We've done so many demos at this point
Yeah.
where you're not there. There's no heavy impact. It's all light impact. We had a whole table set out with all the implements, which include furry things and soft things and pointy things, and you're just
massage rollers.
massage ball rollers. Everybody loves those. I run around the club and I just put them on. It's in my badassery bag, and I just run around and give people massages on their back, and they're like, "Where did you get those, and how do I get them?"
Right.
Because it's
Well, where they at? How come they're not out right now?
We've got them all packed up in our bags.
tomorrow we're going to the club and we're
Yep.
bringing all this stuff. So,
And it wouldn't take long. We could have it all out.
oh yeah. I mean, these are things that you could use in your relationship that have nothing to do with pain. So part of the reason that we're into the BDSM, or at least from my perspective, is because I am the center of attention when we're playing. There is nothing else in my head but what is coming next from Master Nick.
Yeah.
And I get to enjoy being in the moment. And it is such a release compared to normal sex. I mean, I have an orgasm. I'm multi-orgasmic. I have lots of orgasms. But when BDSM is involved, my focus is a lot different. And it's that's why we do it.
Yep. So you do boudoir photography as well.
I do.
And I do know that is a big hit amongst the lifestyle community. There's a lot of people that get into boudoir and want to have pictures done, and there's several people around that do them. Tell us what got you into boudoir and what you look at when you're taking boudoir as far as the angles and the pictures you're looking for.
Well, like before I was a photographer, I was always like, man, that's so dope that they just get to take pictures of hot chicks all day
Right.
and stuff like that. And then once I started doing it, it doesn't even like feel like, ooh, there's a hot chick. It's
Right.
like it's like it's a job, and I'm like professional about it,
Absolutely.
and whatnot. And it's like a whole different feeling whenever I'm the one taking the pictures. But regardless of the style of photography, I just love doing it. I love capturing memories that's going to be forever a part of their lives, and then I'm always going to forever be a part of that,
Right.
or whatever.
Okay.
And then yeah, I don't know what that has to do with naked women, but
I like taking pictures of naked women too, but I'm no photographer. So
yeah.
but
We agree that in multiple conversations we've had that at some point your view changes. So we see naked people all the time.
All the time.
I see more tits and ass than any man I know that's not going to a club.
Yeah.
And so it's no longer a thing.
Right.
Like
it soon like sensitizes you, for guys. Well, I don't know. It doesn't sensitize to a certain point.
desensitize.
Yeah, it desensitize. It doesn't desensitize to a certain point because I still love tits and I still love ass.
Yeah,
But
sure.
when you've got 15 or 20 of them around you, you're not sitting and just gawking and going, oh my God, now she pulls her tits out in front of me. I'm going to sit and gawk, but
He does.
you kind of get used to it. And it's like you said, the professional mindset. And I can totally relate to that, from my past of being, in medical, and dealing with injured people. I mean, my EMT instructor taught me that if you come up to somebody, the first thing you got to do is strip them, get them naked.
Yeah.
If you're going to find any injuries, any wounds, any blood, you don't want any restrictions. You don't want anything there. So even growing up, I don't know how many naked bodies I've seen, men, women, all this, but to sit and think back on it, I can't remember what they even looked like.
Yeah.
So you get that
Oh.
professional mindset.
He has
That's why I
more
take pictures.
beautiful
That way I
women up.
remember what they look like.
Exactly.
So he gets more beautiful women up on the cross on a regular basis.
Right.
That, chained up, and he's able to use the electric one, the floggers, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
that electric thing was interesting.
did
That's
you?
my first
yeah.
time seeing one of those. I didn't have anybody touch it on me, but
Oh, it's fun.
I don't
It's
like
fun.
you don't like it.
I
He
do not
doesn't
like
like any electric,
I
though.
don't. I've been shocked too many times in my career
Yeah.
that I do not like the electric feeling, but occasionally I do get zapped with it, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
But it is a crowd favorite.
Crowd
man, people
favorite.
love
We
the
have
electric one.
lines
Yeah.
out. And then recently, he got to shock somebody on their balls multiple times
Oh yeah.
at the club.
We was
They
at the
wanted
club,
to.
and it was they're new. They're learning BDSM, and they're wanting to experience what all's out there.
Electrocute my nuts.
Yeah,
That's
It's
what it
just-
came down
Jump
to.
straight into it.
yeah.
That's
well, no, I tried it on his arm a couple of times and his back, and the woman that he had, his partner, we done it on her for a little bit, and then I told him, I said, if you want to know what it feels like on your nuts, just let me know. And he was like, I think I'm good. And then about 2 minutes later, he came back. He's like, okay, now I'm curious.
Yeah.
He dropped his shorts and sat down, and yep, we zapped him 3 or 4 times
No,
there.
you, sir, zapped
I
him
zapped him. Yeah.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's fun to see that, because the first time they squall, they jump, and then they're like, oh shit, do it again.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And
that
it's
And it's
great.
literally like a rush. That's the way you can see
Yeah.
the way their body reacts, that it's like an adrenaline rush. It's a push of adrenaline.
Yeah, it's all interesting, and like I said, I'm willing to try things out several times to make sure. I don't know if I said it on this recording or the first recording, so you fucked that up. But,
Yeah, we had a little bit of recording issues, and we kind of had to start over.
So you said that you enjoy some light choking, correct?
Yeah.
Some that kind of. Is there any aggression in it? Do you like pin your woman at all?
Uh,
Throw her around a little bit?
no, I'm kind of weak, so I can't like throw anybody around.
Well, you could.
I just look strong on the cameras.
Yeah, I see it.
But no, I don't like throw around or anything like that. But like just whenever I notice that she's starting to feel real good, then just squeeze her neck.
Right.
And then maybe like go from that to like a little slap. And then I like that stuff done to me as well.
Right.
Just like
Switch.
like choking and then some smacking.
Right.
You have never, now you went to the dungeon. You were there when everybody was recording, but have you ever felt a flogger on you?
I have not.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's definitely something that after this episode is over and we're done recording, you need to feel a little bit of it.
Why do we have to be done recording?
Just because we do not have wireless.
Yeah, we don't have the mics set up
mics
for it.
right now. But I'm just saying that it's really important that you feel it. Because if you like a little bit of choking and you like a little bit of that, then you're into some kink in your mind.
Yep.
And BDSM is kink. In a pure form, it's kink. Let's do some kink so that you can see whether or not, because I think based on your photography and based on your clowning around and the way you are personality-wise, I think that it would definitely fit into your life.
You're definitely showing, some kink tendencies.
Yeah.
And
just like
again,
tiptoeing in it, just put
right,
my toes
yeah,
in it.
and but that's how you start. That's where you start off at. You dip your toe in over here, and you're like, okay, no, I don't like that.
All right, fuck it, shock my balls. Let's do it.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. I'll pull that thing out. We'll do it. We'll go with the highest intensity we got. I'll show you.
Oh my gosh. Woo. The highest intensity on my back is even rough, and I like that stuff.
Yep. But he that guy took it that night though.
He really did.
He was a champ with it too.
So what are some things that you said you've always had an eye for?
I've always had the eye of the Steiger, bub.
You have. You have. So do you see things differently than other people? Is that what it is? Like when there's something in motion, does your brain go, oh my God, that would be awesome?
Well, I'm not really sure because I don't know how other people see things.
Okay.
But
tell me how you see it.
I would say he does, just for the simple fact of first time coming to our house, and you get here, you come in the front door, and one of the first things you asked was, "Can I look out your back door? Because it looks really beautiful back here."
I was talking about your butt,
And
but you thought I was talking about outside. You're weird. I don't know what was up with that.
But
his butt is a no-fly zone.
yeah, my butt's a no.
Sadly.
Really?
Yeah.
I like some butt
Nipples
I like
either.
some butthole play. I got some vibrating butt plugs and
Do you?
stuff. Yeah.
You definitely got.
Why
kink
are
tendencies.
you like, you act like, oh, I don't know.
I forget like what's
What
like
the things
frowned
that you
upon from like normal people, just because I'm so open with everybody. Like
Right.
everybody knows everything about me.
Well, then that is definitely a kink that you have then with the vibrating butt plugs.
Is it?
Yeah,
So
that is.
I'm going to ask, what are your have you been pegged?
I have once.
Okay, and
Was it
thoughts on
rough?
that?
Was it not?
No, it wasn't rough. I think it was just awkward because it was both of our first times.
Right,
So,
That does make it.
it does.
But I always tell people, I'm like, I've tried pegging once. I was like, I need to try it a few more times
Right,
to see what's up.
and the fact that it was their first time pegging somebody too.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
kind of awkward.
if
for
you
both
got
of us.
comfortable with somebody who has done it for a while and knows more about, I know nothing about pegging. I don't know how to do it. I've never had it done, so I wouldn't know. But somebody that's more experienced in it would probably put your mind more at ease, and then where you would be able to relax a little more, and
Yeah.
they may know tips or tricks or something, so it could be a good time for you.
So, you have children. Do you take their pictures?
That's a weird switch.
We went from one
Oh,
extreme
sorry.
to another.
So you like things in your butt and you got kids?
I didn't mean that. I was thinking of. Okay, we'll cut that out.
I don't know if we're going to cut that out or
No,
not.
we're cutting that out. But it was my brain was going. I know that you talked about Brittany,
Yeah.
right? And you talked about the things that you guys wanted to do, and so my thought went to kids. I'm a mom.
You know, we can't go from butt plugs and pegging to kids.
No.
All right, so we was
All right, back to the fun stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I like a finger in the butt. Like,
Okay.
not like, well, I mean, I can't say I don't like it because I've never had it done, but like, not just like fucking going to town on it. But
Right.
just like playing with it while I'm like getting head or something.
Prostate, right? So
have
that's
you had your prostate massage during any of that?
if your fingers in there, I'm assuming that's what it is.
Well, I mean,
I'm assuming that too. I don't know.
right.
Does
I
it
mean, I
make
don't
your
know.
orgasms better?
I think so.
That's probably hitting the prostate then.
Right.
It could be like I'm not supposed to be doing this.
And it could be.
You know what I mean? Like,
could be.
so many people are like,
that
don't
is.
touch butts.
That's me. I don't.
Yeah.
But it's
That's just my preference. I don't think I would like it. I mean, even as a kid, that was one area that I mean, you're exploring yourself. You're trying things yourself. I'm sure at some point in your life you've used your finger in your butt.
have you used your finger in your butt?
I tried. It's just awkward.
Right. See, and I did not enjoy the time that I done it. And that's where my mindset is of if I don't enjoy me doing it, I don't want to take a chance of somebody else doing it.
Right.
So it was just that. And I don't like my nipples touched. They're sensitive and I just
So-
don't like it.
During one of the games, he knocked over the naughty wood. We have like a
Like a Jenga type.
yes,
thing.
that's the one that's at Dante's.
Yeah, I've seen that sitting there.
Yep.
So I created this game, and one of the things is he got a XXX card, and he had to sit with a blindfold on,
For 5 minutes.
with his shirt off. Well, he had his shirt off 5 minutes, and everybody came up, and a lot of nipple touching happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
was like,
pissed.
"Oh, stop touching my
was
nipple."
pissed.
They're super sensitive.
They are. I don't like them being touched. Not at all. Do you like your nipples being touched?
Yeah.
See, most people
do. I agree.
but I gotta be careful because I could get spanked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not in a good way spanked. So you do some kinky stuff, right?
Yeah.
What other things are there? Any other things that you guys are interested in doing? We need her to come over here and see all of our stuff too one day. That's what we need to do. I know you've got kids.
Yeah, she was supposed to come with me to both events at Ex Libris. I can't remember what happened the first time, and then the second time she was feeling nauseous, which we ended up finding out because she was pregnant with the baby that we had.
Congratulations.
So she was like, "I don't want to get anybody sick, but yeah, y'all couldn't have caught that unless you're fucking with me, you know."
I couldn't catch that anyway. So
she would be good. All right. So getting back to the photography, in case I didn't mention it in this take, maybe it was in the first take. Again, technical issues. But I have the Steiger Photography. How can people find you if they want photography done?
My preferred way of communication is through Facebook, on my Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. I have a phone number, email, all that stuff.
We'll put links to it on our website
We can
after
make sure and get
the
it in.
interview publishes. All your links will be in there if you want to provide it to him.
Now, how far do you travel?
I'll go wherever if you're paying me to go there, you know.
All right. So there you go. So you are in the Louisville area.
Yeah.
We're just a little south of Louisville, but willing to travel just about anywhere depending on the job and what they're willing to pay. Gotcha.
How did you get invited over to the dungeon?
Well, I did a photo shoot with Dante. We have a body paint guy, Faces of Gore.
Right.
That, they knew each other, I think. But
We've used him too.
Yep. We used Faces of Gore one night.
Yeah, he came over and got painted up, and then we did a photo shoot.
All those
with
muscles
Dante.
were on display.
Yeah, plus I had my my dumbbells and stuff in the gym, so between pictures he would go over and lift some, so he was
So
more pumped
so he
up.
stayed pumped. I tried doing the same thing today. I done my workout today, but it must have been an hour ago, and now all my muscles have now deflated.
I was wondering why you're keeping your arms under the table. Like you're ashamed,
That's why.
of them.
That's why I don't want my guns going off, mid podcast here.
But yeah, I did that photo shoot with Dante, and then that's how I met him. And
I didn't realize those were your photos.
I knew it. I remember
Yeah,
I remember the story of that.
Yeah, that one picture. He has one of the pictures hanging up in the dungeon.
Yep. Well, so I think the one that's hanging up, it's actually a black and white picture. But he was like painted like silver
Yeah,
and had
silver
little
and
circle dots or something on him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
It was a badass looking picture. I got to say, I mean, I'm not into muscular dudes, but that was a badass picture.
Definitely.
I know you like it.
Muscles are good. There's nothing wrong with muscles.
Right. So what other have you done? Start ripping your sleeves off. Have you been to any other BDSM or lifestyle events?
I've not. Just the two that Dante has invited me to.
Right. Okay. And about how many boudoirs have you done? Have you done several boudoirs?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of boudoir. Most of them is like people getting them for their significant other. So it's like not stuff that I can
Post
and stuff like
private
that.
things.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. You have a studio?
I asked you to do our event and you were unavailable.
Yeah, you had football going on during that time.
Yeah,
It was
fall,
sad.
Fall is the busiest time for any photographer because everybody has a fall wedding. Everybody like football. Football is like a super big sport. Like, I feel like more people book me for football stuff than any other sport.
Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah, he had football going on. You was there from, I think you said you had to be there at like 7 and probably wasn't going to be leaving till like 6 or 7 that night.
Yeah, it was 9 to 9.
9 to 9.
Yeah,
That's what
9
it was.
a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah. So when you told me
Just
that, I
back
was
to back to back to back to back
Right.
games.
I knew it was going to be a busy day for you.
But it's every Saturday whenever they start up football, I'm like, as soon as they drop the schedules, all these team moms and stuff are contacting me
Right.
to make sure they can get me for at least a few games.
So
it's kind of wild.
How do you do that? So you was there from 9 to 9. Did somebody bring you food? Did you take food? I mean, did you eat?
My daughter cheers up there too, so I usually have her go and grab me a burger or something, and then while I'm sitting there, I can just set the burger on my leg,
Right.
and then take pictures of the plays, and then like while they're in their huddle and stuff, I can just go back to eating real quick. So, like, yeah, it's 9 to 9 with no real breaks.
Right. Wow.
Like,
That's a
That's a hell of a day.
how many photographs do you take? Are you videoing it too, or
no,
just
I'm not doing video, just pictures, but it's usually 500 to 800 pictures a game.
Holy crap.
So
how many games? 9 to 9 means there's multiple games.
Oh,
yeah. There's 8 games every Saturday, so it's a fucking lot.
Then you have to go through them.
Yeah, I got to go through them and then edit them, and then I do not want to get behind on those, so I try to get all 8 games done like that week, plus fit in other photo shoots,
Right.
plus fit in the editing for that. So
And you have a full-time job.
as
yeah,
well.
and a full-time job and a 3-month-old baby,
Right.
and a almost 4-year-old toddler.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
man.
What's sleep, you know?
So I want to know, yeah, where's your Red Bull or your Monster at?
He already did that.
what-
He
Yeah,
said
I
he had the energy.
Drank that on the way here.
I remember having Loki here, and he had like 2 or 3 of them with him. He was like, you just never leave home without it. But
Yeah, I'm scared to overdo it and kill myself, but,
Right.
but I'll drink at the most 3.
Oh my!
And it's not like it's just like the energy stuff that goes on the waters.
Right.
So it's not like,
It's
A
not
Red
the
Bull.
full
It's
Red
not
Bull, but-
all the chemicals that
Yeah,
go into
right.
making.
who knows if it's just, it might be just as bad. I don't know.
I
But-
don't know either.
It's one of the things
But
you just
in
don't
my-
know.
Monster drinks
yeah,
and
in my head, I feel like it's better.
It's healthier.
because you're
It's
putting it
healthier
in
for you.
water, right?
Yeah. Spring water too. I use spring water.
There you go. That's what we have too, I think. So studio.
Except for this one, y'all gave me the purified.
Well, that's
Oh,
because it's
That's-
what was here.
That's
Yeah.
that's the cheap one. That must have been from a party.
We only get,
Yeah.
no. I keep it stocked in the.
Yeah.
I see y'all keep the good shit for yourselves.
Well, no,
Give your
this
guest-
is the good shit we offered you when you got here, but you was too good to take one then. You had to wait for us to screw up the first take, and then like, okay, I'll take a water. Yeah. So that's what you get when you're down here.
True.
And when you're in the dungeon, you get treated like shit. All right, that's just how it goes.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I'm super excited now.
So, what about a studio? You have a place that you can set up for a studio?
Well, yeah, I have a garage that's like, I just have like a 8x8. Well, I guess it's a corner, so it's 2 8x8 walls,
Right.
like meet in the corner or whatever set
You
up.
set up backdrops or set
Yeah,
up little
that can-
furniture or something.
Well, I
Yeah.
saw the Christmas. I saw the
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, like that's like the majority of that's just on the backdrop, like the backdrops.
Oh,
that
okay.
I get, like,
Right.
And then I just add a few things in front of it to make it look more 3-dimensional.
But that was done at in your garage or in your studio.
Everything that I've done inside except for at like Dante's
Right.
or actually I think Dante's is the only photo studio I've used
Right.
other than my garage.
Okay. Now you've been back to his.
Yeah, I've done a lot of pictures there. Actually, like just random people wanting
And
pictures.
it's more of a boudoir with some BDSM implements.
Yeah.
It's not like they're actually using them or they are using them, but they're not using them for its intended purpose. It's more of
right,
a
just a
prop
photo
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you have been to several of them, and we have seen a few of the boudoir of some people that have let you release 1 or 2 of them, and they. Again,
Beautiful.
They are. It's
I
an
think
amazing eye to have.
For me, the difficulty is when you're dealing with boudoir, I'm bearing myself and, I put on 15 pounds over winter. Do I really want photographs taken? But then we schedule it. So now we're going to get photographs taken. And I feel like you do a really good job of making people look really good because you're looking at angles or blurring out the background or focusing. One of Master Nick's favorite pictures is where it says Master on his wrist and he had the green flogger in his hand. I mean, you took that perfect
Right, you was on the
cross so you could see me.
Right, you was kind of blurred out a little bit, but you could tell it was you standing there, and you had the master all nice and clear and crisp and popping.
Oh, yeah.
That's a badass picture.
Badass picture. And you asked for it. You said, oh, wait.
Right.
Let me see. Because I think, and then there was one.
There was one. That's where he noticed it at. I had you on the cross, and I was giving you an orgasm.
Yeah,
and
he wasn't even doing pictures right there. I just happened to look over.
Yeah, he just happened to look over,
and he noticed the tattoos. And I was like,
tattoos.
dude, that's
Matching
perfect.
tattoos.
Yep, so you got a picture of that as well. And then after you had your orgasm, then we kind of staged, some photo ops with the master being in it. But yeah, you do. You have a great eye. You have a great mind, and the angles, like she said. But most importantly, what I've seen is you make people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You've got the great personality. You're funny. You make people laugh. They relax a little more, which I believe gives a totally better picture. If the person is relaxed,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
in a good mood and laughing and having fun, you get better pictures. And if you have a photographer that, is more stern or more strict and not as fun to work with, the people tend to be a little more stiff and it looks staged.
Right.
I have yet to see a picture of yours that it
So
looks
how many
staged.
do you throw away? Do you go, that's terrible?
Well, as long as like the picture's in focus, like even if I think it's like a picture that might look bad of you, like you might think it looks good, and I still give it to you anyways. And
Okay.
if you don't want to use it, then don't use it.
Right.
But like we all have different. We see things different.
Right.
Art is subjective,
Yes.
So
Very much so.
as long as the picture is not like out of focus or you're not like making a stupid face, like I caught you blinking or something like that, then I just give everybody all the pictures because I don't know what you'll like versus what I'll like.
Right.
And I don't know how to limit it. Like photographers are like, this amount of money for 10 pictures. Like I don't know how to just give you 10 of the 50 pictures that we took. So
Right.
It's just like, here, you can have them all.
So speaking of that, so your prices, you just kind of have a flat rate as far as, let's say we wanted to set up a boudoir shoot at Ex Libris. So, you know, obviously you would put into, you know, you got to drive. Do you do it by the hour and you just take as many pictures as you can in that hour, or how do you go about charging?
Well, I bullshit a lot, and so it's hard for me to like stick to a time frame. Plus, I would feel rushed, and it would like,
negatively impact your picture.
I can't do that. So
Right.
you just pay me, and then we go and we start taking the pictures, however long that may take.
Okay.
I don't put like a time limit on things.
So you have a rate per, like if you're doing a
just for
boudoir,
shoot.
this is your,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if we was going to go to Ex Libris, then it'd be the $100 an hour that he charges
Right.
for the place, and then which he's pretty lenient with me since
Right. You've worked a lot
we're
with
cool.
him. Right.
So he's not like oh, your hour's up, get the hell out,
Right.
You know? Or your hour's up, you know, you got to pay extra. So I don't like feel that like hour rush.
Right.
we are so happy that you came on.
Yes.
And
we've had a great time. This has been fun.
yeah,
We definitely want you back without the microphones, without everything, and just really, really dig in and get to know you and hang out with you and show you some shit.
Yeah, I'm down.
yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thanks so much for coming. Again, I have the Steiger Photography, Shaun Steiger. He is the founder, owner, operator, vice president, CEO. He's everything.
Yeah.
The treasurer.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have
All the money's gone.
We'll have all
Yeah.
the information posted on our website. Make sure and go there and check it out. Go to YouTube, watch the video. It's been a blast.
Thank you for coming.
We appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.